Good morning. Sorry for the late start today to Woolly Wednesday. I'm here at Real Nappy Life and I'm hoping that you can hear me because I'm going to step back to my wool workshop here, which you don't need a lot. Oh gosh. I'm sorry, I'm having to use substandard camera equipment. So, we're talking about wool, my favourite. So, if you want to avoid the use of PUL, which is basically polyester, then you can use a wool cover instead, which is also naturally water resistant, but we can make it even better so that it neutralises the bugs in wheat, and you only need to wash it once every month to six weeks. And we need to wash it by hand, and we treat it with the natural wax from the skin oils from a sheep, which is called lanolin. Now lanolin you'll probably know from tubes of nipple cream. I think it's called Lancino, and they charge you £7 for that little tiny tube. You can get a little tin, which is obviously reusable and recyclable, for £2, or you can get bigger ones like this, 100 grams. You can also get tins like this, which are great for using as lip balm because it's really moisturising as well as water resistant and antimicrobial, antifungal. So lanolin, it's our magic substance combined with merino wool. So not all wool covers are merino wool, but they're all pure wool, which is not superwashed. So untreated wool allows has the water resistant properties and can absorb that lanolin back into it like it has on the sheep. So that's what you need. So you can knit your own. Here's a pair of home knitted shorties that the lovely Ailey gifted me when she was finished, and some, they look like pants, don't they? It's felted wool, this. I don't know if it was originally felted because I think this might have gone in the wash by accident. So that's what happens, it shrinks down to very small and gets all felted together when if you wash it too hot or in your machine with too much agitation. So it is magic because you just have your absorbency, so you can just have cotton and wool. You don't necessarily need to get a wrap with Velcro and snaps on, which are obviously not natural fibres, not biodegradable, but you can instead use some shorties. These are called shorties, and that's what they look like when they're new. Or longies. The only thing we take out now. Great bum, yeah, it does work great on bum and any dry bits of skin. It's really good. So, let's talk about lanolizing. So you've got your lovely wool cover. Maybe you want to use this just over your night nappies, fitted nappies. So maybe you've got something like this for night time and you want to keep that big fluff bun covered up breathable at night time, then you could use a wool sleeping bag as well. With no, you could actually use this instead of a wool cover, so directly over a fitted nappy like this. So with bare legs underneath and just a nappy on in a sleeping bag like this, that is a good choice for summer. Or other times of the year you can put on more layers, so have shorties underneath the sleeping bag. So if you want, so yes, so the difference with these very thin fitted wool covers by Puppy is that they're slim enough to wear under normal trousers, and they are so soft. So what do we need to lanolise our wool? We need some lanolin. Oh, that's the cardboard bit. That's what it looks like. Hi. I'm just on the internet.
2 seconds. I just thought, I'm going to find it today. This is madness that I don't find it.
Lovely to see you. I'm just on Facebook Live. It's alright. Just talking about wool covers. Don't worry. And so you need a teaspoon. Just a little teaspoon of this. There you go. Excuse me while I just hold the door and chat to people, because it's quite busy here today. We've got a baby massage class going on at the moment. It's lovely. So you need a teaspoon of lanolin, and then all you need is a bowl with water, and then you need to mix this lanolin with some boiling water. So I'm going to just go and get some boiling water in here. So I have put my blob of lanolin into a bit of boiling water, and it is melting. But as you know, with oil and water, they do not mix very well. So what do we need to do? We need to emulsify it. So you can use some baby shampoo, or washing up liquid, or wool shampoo, like this one by Dasana. All you need is a tiny little bit. Let me mix that up. You'll see it turns white, and that means it's ready to be poured into your cold water. Making sure the blob dissolves. And now that's going into my glass of cold water. I'm only using glass today so that you can see, but usually I would use a mug and a washing up bowl, or just any old container. So I put it into my cold water, not very much, don't need very much, and now I'm going to lanolise my shorties, and that means just putting them in the water, making sure they're fully submerged, and then I'm going to leave that for 20 minutes. And that is it. 20 minutes in that solution is all you need to do after you've washed them every once a month, or 6 weeks, or longer. Oh, she put links for me. Thanks, Dottie. So, it's difficult to know what else to say, because I don't have anybody who wanted to join me in person this morning. Well, no, of course they wanted to, but they couldn't. So I hope you've got a nice cuppa at home. And so the thing about wool, using wool instead of PU is that if you get any poo on your wool, you need to wash it, obviously, the same as PUL, but you have to hand wash it to make sure that it doesn't felt up, get smaller, and change shape. So you really do need to use wool covers with a fastened nappy underneath. So this is a fastened pre-fold. I'm just going to let someone else in. Good morning, you here for baby massage?
I watched your video on the day.
I'm doing another one right now.
Oh, sorry.
It's alright. I'm talking about wool today.
Yes, we have Baba and Boo for our first run, and I think he's stretched them all. And now, every time I put them on,
What stretched them?
our toddler, as he grew through them.
The stretch the nappy.
I think so, but every time I put them on him, they're just completely weak. We've gone through like 4 or 5 a day, and changing clothes every time.
It might be that your PUL is damaged.
My what?
The waterproof fabric. If the lamination disintegrates, then that will mean it's not waterproof anymore.
Look at that. They're not that old.
Definitely bring them in for me to have a look.
Yeah,
that's
do you
fine.
mind? Oh,
Would
brilliant.
never happen with wool.
No,
So
well,
I'm analysing a pair of wool shorties here,
yeah.
and so this is a felted homemade pair. You could use this over a fitted nappy as fasteners like that. So just 2 parts. So you've always got absorbency underneath something water resistant, and wool does that, especially when it's treated with lanolin like I'm doing here. And then you only need to wash it once a month because the lanolin neutralises the bugs in the week.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Oh, it's so good to have someone to talk to. They can't see you, but they can hear you. Oh, I hope that's okay.
So sorry.
No, it's great.
No, it's good because they, I really like those, and we bought them in bulk, and I don't really want to buy them in bulk. Again, this is quite a big layout.
It is a big layout, yeah.
If I can make ours work. But I didn't know that about wool. That's amazing.
No, it's great. It's really good, yeah. And you can get these covers which are thin enough to wear underneath your clothes in the daytime. So, and then as long as you fasten a nappy underneath, like this nipper fastened pre-fold or any other fitted nappy, which I will show you some now. Bimble. So I've got a bimble here, which is a nipper fastening cotton nappy that's fleece lined for stay dry and poo removal. So yeah, that's a great one. Or its bigger brother, the Bumble. I've got a Thirsties fitted bamboo, and I've got a Little Lamb cotton. So all of these options will be super easy to use under wool. With a skinny puppy one, you would probably struggle to use some of the fluffier options, but a bimble would work, and any flat nappy that's fastened, except Terry. So use So you could also use a Dasana tie nappy, and these are better potty, and so what you do is use the ties to tie it up. That works, and that's about £3 for one of these. They're organic cotton. You can boost them with their brush cotton inserts, and then these bird's eye flaps are my current favourite for bird potty use, and you can fasten them around your baby like by making a pad at the front and then bringing these bits around the side. And then if you put that wool cover on, you're not going to get a poo leak out of the sides. So that's fabulous. Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry to interrupt you.
So yeah, I think that's all I've got to say about wool really. Just use a fastened nappy underneath so you don't get poo on it. Lanolize it, hand wash and lanolize it once a month. So you can bring this up to camera so you can have a good look just before we go. Thank you for joining me on Woolly Wednesday. Bye.